Hey everybody, in this topic, we're going to create a temperature conversion program as an exercise. We'll begin by asking what the current unit of measurement is. Unit equals, we'll accept some user input, is this temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit? C/F. Then we will ask for the temperature. I'll store the temperature in a variable named temp, meaning temperature. Temp equals input, enter the temperature. Then we should cast our user input as a floating point number. If unit is equal to C, I'll fill this in momentarily. I'm just going to write pass as a placeholder. Else if unit is equal to F, we will do something else. Else, let's print something. Just an error message of some sort. Using an F string, unit is an invalid unit of measurement. Let's test this else statement. Is the temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit? What if I were to type K for Kelvin? I'll make up some temperature like 100. K is an invalid unit of measurement. All right, we know the else statement works. Let's convert Fahrenheit to Celsius using this formula. We will take our temperature equals 9 times our temp divided by 5 plus 32. I'll take all of this and use the round function. We'll round to 1 decimal place. Then we will print the current temperature in Fahrenheit. I'll use an F string. The temperature in Fahrenheit is our temp variable, degrees Fahrenheit. Let's test this if statement. Is the temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit? It is currently in Celsius. What is 33 degrees in Celsius converted to Fahrenheit? The temperature in Fahrenheit is 91.4 degrees. All right, so this section is working. Let's work on the else statement. Else, if our unit is currently in Fahrenheit, we'll convert to Celsius. That formula is temp equals our temperature minus 32 times 5 divided by 9. Then I will round the result to 1 decimal place. Then we'll print the temperature in Celsius. The temperature in Celsius is temp degrees C for Celsius. Is the temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit? It is currently in Fahrenheit. Enter the temperature, 91.4. The temperature in Celsius is 33.0 degrees Celsius. Well, everybody, that is a simple temperature conversion program in Python. All right, people, we're talking about logical operators today. You can link them together. There's 3 we'll discuss: or, and, not. We'll begin with or. With or, we can check more than one condition. If at least one of those conditions is true, then the entire statement is true. Here's an example. Let's say we have an outdoor event, and I will create 2 variables. One, temp, meaning temperature. Let's say that this is in Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius. Pick Fahrenheit if you would like. And I will create a Boolean variable of is raining. I will set that to be false. It is currently not raining. If the temperature is too hot, too cold, or it's raining, then I will cancel this outdoor event. We'll write an if statement to check that. If our temp, short for temperature, is greater than, let's say, 35 degrees Celsius, then I'll use the or logical operator, or if our temp is less than 0, or if is raining is true. If one of these conditions is true, we're going to cancel our outdoor event. So let's print the following. The outdoor event is canceled. Else, we will print something else. The outdoor event is still scheduled. The temperature is reasonable, and is raining is false. It's not raining. So we print the else clause. The outdoor event is still scheduled. What if the temperature was really hot, like 36 degrees Celsius? Well, the outdoor event is canceled. What if it's cold? -5 degrees Celsius. The outdoor event is canceled. This condition was true. Therefore, we execute the if statement. Or what if the temperature is reasonable, but it's raining? Is raining is true. Well, then the outdoor event is still canceled. So with the or logical operator, at least one of these conditions needs to be true. If one of these conditions is true, you could consider the entire statement true. Now let's cover and. With and, we can link two conditions together. Both conditions must be true in order for that entire statement to be true. So again, let's say we have temp short for temperature, and we have a Boolean variable of is sunny. I will set that to be true. We will check if our temp is greater than or equal to 28 degrees Celsius. And is it sunny? Is sunny. If it's hot, and if it's sunny, if this is true, let's print the following. It is hot outside. For fun, I'm going to add an emoji, but you don't have to. I just think it's more entertaining that way. But you do you. And I will print it is sunny. Sometimes these emojis are formatted differently. I'm just going to copy it from somewhere else. That's better. Currently, the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, and it's sunny. This condition was false, but this one is true. With the and logical operator, both conditions must be true in order for us to execute this block of code. If our temperature was 30 degrees Celsius, well then, both conditions are true. It is hot outside, and it is sunny. Let's write a few more. Let's add else if. Else if the temp is less than or equal to 0 and is sunny, we will print something else. It is cold outside. I'll change the emoji. And it is sunny. Let's set the temperature to be -5 degrees Celsius. It is cold outside, and it is sunny. Both these conditions are true, so we do this instead. You can link as many conditions together as you would like. Let's see if our temperature is within a certain range. Else if temp is less than 28, and our temp is greater than 0, and is sunny. To check to see if something is within a certain range, there is a shortcut too. PyCharm is recommending this. We can simplify chained comparisons. So this effectively does the same thing. If 28 is greater than our temp, and our temp is greater than 0, and it's sunny, then we will print it is warm outside rather than hot. and it's still sunny. So let's say our temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, and it's sunny. It is warm outside, and it is sunny. Now we have the not logical operator. It is sunny. So let's and it is sunny. Now we have the not logical operator. It inverts the condition. We are checking to see if something is either not false or not true. So let's check to see if it's not sunny. Really, I'll just copy what we have and paste it. Else if not is sunny, then that means it's cloudy. And let's use a cloud emoji. So basically, not does the opposite of what you're looking for. We are checking if not is sunny. Is sunny is false, then this condition is true. Okay, let's say our temp is 28. Is sunny is now false. It is hot outside. It is cloudy. What if our temperature was 0? It is cold outside. It is cloudy. What if the temperature was reasonable, like 20 degrees Celsius? It is warm outside. It is cloudy. So not, it inverts the condition. If it's true, it's now false. If it's false, it's now true. All right, everybody, so those are logical operators. They allow us to evaluate multiple conditions. With or, at least one condition must be true. With and, both conditions must be true. And not does the opposite. It inverts the condition. We check if something is not false or not true. And well, everybody, those are logical operators in Python. Hey everybody, so today I got to explain conditional expressions in Python. A conditional expression is a one-line shortcut for using an if-else statement. If you're familiar with other programming languages, this is also known as the ternary operator. It behaves similarly. Using conditional expressions, we can print or assign one of two values based on a condition. Here's the formula. Return x if our condition is true, else return y. Here's a basic example. We will create a variable for number, just num. Let's say our number is 5. I'm going to print, then within our print statement, I will write a conditional expression following this formula. I'll just copy and paste it. Let's check to see if our number is positive. Let's print the text positive if our condition. What are we checking? Let's check to see if num is greater than 0. That means it's positive. If this condition is false, we will instead print whatever comes after else. Else, negative. Number is 5, that will print positive. If our number was -5, well, this condition would be false. We would instead print negative. Let's go over another. Let's check to see if our number is even or odd. Let's set num to be 6. This time I will assign the result to a variable. Our result equals, take our formula, let's assign even if our num modulus 2. Is our number divisible by 2? Does that equal 0? Else return odd. Then let's print our result. Result. Number is 6, that is even. If it's 5, then it's odd. Assign even if our number is divisible by 2, else return odd. Let's create variables a and b. A will equal 6, b will equal 7. Let's create a variable of max num equals, follow our formula again, return variable a if a is greater than b, else return b. Between a and b, which is the maximum number? That would be b of 7. Let's find the minimum this time. Min num a if a is less than b, else return b. The minimum number between 6 and 7 is 6. This time we'll take an age. Age equals 25. We will create a variable of status equals $25. We will create a variable and we'll take an age. Age equals 25. We will create a variable of status equals, use our formula again, return if our age is greater than or equal to 8 of adult. This time we'll take an age. Age equals 25. We will create a variable of status equals, use our formula again, return a string of adult if our age is greater than or equal to 18, else return a string of child. Then we will print our status. Our age is 25, that's greater than or equal to 18, we will print adult. If our age was 13, then we are a child. We will instead return child. Let's work with the temperature. Temperature equals 30 degrees Celsius. So that's hot. Let's create a variable of weather. Assign a string of hot if our temperature is greater than 20. Else we will return a string of cold. What's the weather outside today based on the temperature? It is hot. If our temperature was 20, then the weather is cold. Okay, last example. We will work with a user role. I will set this to be admin. We will define a variable of access level equals, again, follow our formula, return the text of full access if our condition of user role is equal to a string of admin. Else we will return limited access. Our user role is an admin. Let's print our access level, and we have full access. But what if we were a guest? Well, then we have limited access. All right, everybody, those are conditional expressions. They're a one-line shortcut for the if-else statement. It's similar to the ternary operator in other programming languages. Using conditional expressions, we can print or assign one of two values based on a condition. You follow the formula of return X if our condition is true, else return Y if it's false. And well, everybody, those are a few examples of conditional expressions in Python.